Welcome back to another Millennial in Debt video. If you are new here, first of all, welcome. We got not a ton, but we got quite a few new faces here since my last video. So I just want to take the time to say, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the fam. If you are brand spanking new, this is your first video you've seen, hit that subscription button below. Turn on the notification bell so you get every single time I upload a video. All right, so future rich friends in the making, let's jump right into it. The last two videos have been quite successful in that you guys have loved it, and I'm not going to turn this into a whole series because y'all know how I get with series, I just fall off. So instead, I'm going to do this video, and I think I got one more in store. In order for y'all to get y'all side hustle money up, to get your new jobs, career pivots, building generational wealth, and doing the damn thing. So right now, as of October 11th, 2020, we are approaching almost 45 million people unemployed due to this pandemic. All right, so I just found that it was extremely important to tell you all the options of things that you can possibly do in order to make ends meet, in order to make extra cash, in order to, if you don't want to change the direction in which you are going career-wise. So this is what we're here to do. So today we're going to be talking about 12 jobs that are in very, very, very high demand as of October 11th, 2020. These jobs are hiring. These genres, industries, ridiculous. These industries are still climbing, so let's get into it. The first job we're going to talk about are personal care aides, or some people call them home health aides. They're making about $37,000 annually. Again, this all depends on the state that you are in or the city that you are in, because some, states pay much higher than others. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind when you're doing research. So the nationwide median, right, the average that personal care aides are making are about $37,000. And your responsibilities in that job or in that role are to take care of the patient most of the time at home, right? Help with daily activities, make sure they're taking their medication and that they don't get any, injuries. So that is the first job. The second job that is in high demand are sales associates, or sales people. Unfortunately, when I saw this average, I was like, what? Salespeople tend to make about $25,000 a year, which is, I don't know how anyone can really live on that, especially in New York City, where it costs you $25,000 just to breathe, right? So $25,000 on average are what salespeople are making, and those are the people who, interact with customers in person. They took a big hit, obviously, during the pandemic, but as more things are opening, more stores are seeking to, have salespeople on the floor in order to help navigate the new norm. All right, stock clerks also make about $25,000 a year on average, and they are responsible for keeping the stockroom stocked, obviously, keeping products in there, making sure the warehouse is running smoothly, making sure things are getting out for delivery on time. So whenever you're ordering on like Amazon and you're getting your things in 1 or 2 days, that is because the stock clerk is making sure your order is picked up, dropped where it's supposed to go, and gets to you. So they work hard. They should be everyone should be making more money. It's just a cold, crazy world. Delivery drivers are a huge in-demand job right now. And obviously we know why, because so many more things in our life have to be delivered and ordered online, as opposed to even, 9 months ago, before the world turned to, So they're making about $32,000, although, because I have looked into UPS and FedEx. I don't know if it's a New York thing, because that wouldn't make sense. But UPS drivers I have seen make $70,000, $80,000, especially during the holiday season. So if you want to go the FedEx and UPS route, definitely see, because this average seems really low, because I know these drivers, they be making some money. But I guess it depends where you live. So that is something you want to think about if you are looking into that. Sometimes they do require the CDL license, not all the time. I don't think UPS requires a CDL license, but if you don't have one and you're applying for these delivery jobs and they ask for it, that is something you're going to have to get before you can start working for them. The next up are my registered nurses, who y'all, thank you. I know so many registered nurses that did the damn thing during the height of the pandemic, especially in New York, and they are so underthanked. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They are currently making on average $73,000 nationwide, and what an RN, registered nurse, is usually required to do is administer medication and really just interact with the family and the patient in order to tell them, how to take the medication when they go home, how to navigate injuries or illnesses. So they're really preparing them for when they go home and taking care of them for when they are in the hospital, of course. Software developers. I have mentioned this in a previous video. If you have not seen it, right here, this one. Software developers make over 6 figures. They make about $101,000 on the low end side, right? The average. And I don't think I even need to really explain why software developers are in such high demand right now, because everything is transitioning to digital, everything's transitioning to remote. So we need more apps, we need more things to be, software friendly. So software developers, if you are not taking and raking in the bucks right now, you're doing life wrong. You really need to be capitalizing on this moment because we need you. We need these programs developed. Warehouse workers are making about $23,000 a year. Warehouse workers, very similar to stock brokers. What did I say? Stock collectors? Stock clerks, Melissa. Stock clerks. Warehouse workers are very similar to stock clerks, whereas stock clerks really just maintain the stock and make sure things are, in there and going out. Warehouse workers are making sure that the warehouse is in tip-top shape, that everything is functioning. They're the nuts and bolts to make sure the stock clerk can then get you your thing. So they work as a really good team in tandem, and they make about $23,000. Again, in this pandemic, I would think they'd be making a lot more, but that is the state of our nation. Medical billers. Medical billers make about $32,000 annually. Medical billers are the ones who are responsible for making sure that your insurance gets billed, when you go to the doctor, or when you go for a checkup, when you go to the dentist, whatever it is. They are also making sure that you're paying your copay, all of those things. So whenever you see the people who, ask you for an insurance card and things like that, they are considered medical billers. You do not need to have a degree to be a medical biller, but you are going to be required to have certification. And obviously different companies are going to require different types of experience. So you might need a year, you might need 2 years. But I'm always just, how do I gain experience if every job wants me to have experience? What am I supposed to, I guess internships? Who knows? And the last high in demand job of 2020, or the last quarter of 2020 really, are lab technicians. So lab technicians make about $30,000. Let me just double check my numbers. $33,000, my bad. Didn't mean to, lop off $3,000 from their salary. They make about $33,000 a year, and what they're responsible for are running the lab tests, the chemical tests. If you've ever seen, get an MRI or a CAT scan or things like that, the people running the machines, the people, testing the blood and doing all this stuff, those are lab techs. And their job is also pretty darn important. The overall theme of this video seems to be these people need to be making more money. But if you are looking for a new job that you won't really be facing a lot of layoffs, especially because times are so really chaotic right now, these jobs mentioned are, like I said, in industries that are growing, that are in demand, that need more people constantly, especially during, this pandemic, which I'm so over. All right, I hope this video was helpful. If you like these styles of videos where I'm telling you different jobs and salaries, please leave it in the comments. I like to hear what you guys want to see, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.